grounding, earthing, how to explain what is happening biologically. It's a tough articulation, but it's possible. We are electrical beings. We are also antennas and batteries, and we have insane circuits all throughout our body. Think of your entire neural system, your central nervous system. In a lot of ways, we're no different than any other system or circuit you would ground out in an electrical field or the worlds of mechanics and physics. Like an AM tower, the communication signals are best and will last the longest without interference or impedance if that system and tower is grounded. Every one of them will be grounded. Electrical impedance, harmonic sympathy, harmonic interference, static charge, static buildup. These things produce heat, buildup, clutter. They mess up, they jam up the signal. And like I said, we're antennas. So your signals throughout your body, how everything communicates, all the way down to DNA, bouncing back and forth. Your DNA is an antenna. They want control of those signals, by the way. But when your system is grounded, all these circuits and all the electricity fires properly and seamlessly, and you are a grounded system, and now your internals in your body can communicate accordingly. Cellular walls have a charge to them. The inside of the cell, sodium and potassium pump, hold a charge as well. Think of the millivolts of charge that's inside the cell. But magnetically or electromagnetically, the cell wall has a charge. The space around the cell wall has a charge. The vessel wall has a charge. Everything's about charge and discharge. And so you have to really step back and look at the physics, which is missing from the medical monopoly, intentionally, I think. And don't forget, we are water blobs. We're saltwater blobs technically. Just a bunch of dust. We're in this skin suit. But internally, we're very electromagnetic. We're conductive because inside we're saltwater blobs. And think of how the moon affects salt water as opposed to fresh water. When you're insulated in plastic clothes, plastic hats, plastic shoes, what you're doing is you're insulating whatever charge you have. And say you work under power lines, high voltage power lines, that dirty electricity, that wireless power induction that you're absorbing, the water in your body is absorbing that all day long. And that's what you're becoming. And that will create dis-ease, whether you know it or not, whether you get checked or not. Wi-Fi does the same thing, obviously. The 5th generation cellular technology, the micromillimeter waves, they're going to do the same thing. If you're not grounded, the water and the fluid in your body will be radiated accordingly. Water will retain the frequency that goes into it. It is a liquid crystal, basically. When you are grounded, you immediately mitigate inflammation via discharge, the ability to discharge in many different ways. Electrostatically, for example, you can literally discharge. Have you ever been in your socks on the trampoline and touched your friend and a little static and a little arc comes out, or been on a rug as a kid with your brothers and sisters or family members and you're on a rug and you built up too much static in your plastic socks on your plastic rug, and you guys can actually create a little arc, a static arc on somebody else's skin, things like that. When you're grounded, you're not going to be able to do that because of all the discharge. When you have a system to discharge, like the inflammation mitigation, what's happening is the friction and the heat is going away and everything is being regulated. So now communication can work a lot better. There's less harmonic interference or electrical impedance. And so remember, you're a saltwater blob, you're electrical, you've got all these neural networks with all these tissues with different charges and all that. And once you do that, and the communications are perfect, or at least the best they can be for whatever status you're in, that's when communication is perfect and things like pH will regulate. Yes, potential hydrogen. These are chemical bonds. Everything comes down to physics. Physics was left out of the medical monopoly. So if you're worried about things like clots and strokes because you got the stab juice maybe or whatever, grounding is something that I think everybody is underestimating and they do not understand. These red blood cells repel each other. Your lymph begins to flow. Circulation is completely mitigated and corrected. When you have that circulation, you are communicating properly. Your body is in so much safer of a position than when you are not grounded. So if you work under high voltage all day long and you're insulated so you don't kill yourself, and you're under that high voltage charge. High voltage was known to cause childhood leukemia. In 1979, it was proven, and it's been scrubbed from the internet. Being underneath high voltage all day long, you will absorb via wireless power induction those EMF fields. I've done the testers, people have seen them on my page. You will absorb that energy. Your body will literally take on those frequencies, that frequency. That frequency is not what your body is designed to resonate at. Understand this. If you work under high voltage power lines all day long, you need to ground your ass when you get home. If you're in Wi-Fi fields all day long, you need to ground yourself. If you live in a city and you're always insulated and never grounded, think about getting grounding sheets and pillowcases that you can plug into the wall that goes all the way through this building out to some ground hole somewhere. That's how you guys can ground in a city. Grounding is very, very important, and everybody is sleeping on this. And don't forget how much of a conspiracy theorist I really am. For hundreds of years, these frequencies have been affecting us. We are not designed to resonate with all of the different EMF changes. Every 100 years or so, we have some sort of big system implementation that changes the EMF of the world. And understand how important it is to be grounded during these times, to be grounded during all the new 5th generation cellular technology rollout. All of these antennas on every single street light that's pinging, it's going to be pinging to all your smart devices to your house, and everything in your house is pinging. You are constantly going to be radiated in all of these frequencies and fields. It's all about frequency and wavelength. None of them are divine. Your body is not designed to resonate with any of that stuff almost, unless you know exactly what you're doing and you can digitally program it, but nobody is, because this is a deep, dark, and nefarious system that's being implemented to keep us suppressed, down, and sick and controlled. And don't believe modern academics. We're not living longer. The old world lived way longer, and they knew this stuff that I'm talking about. The old world was far more connected to energy, frequency, and vibration than we are. And that's what this is all about. So as all of this technology that we probably shouldn't be implementing in the manner in which we are comes about, and we're stuck under it and around it all day long, please don't be insulated. Don't be wearing these plastic clothes, plastic hats, plastic shoes. Get out, ground yourself constantly. If you live in a city, get a grounding sheet, grounding pillowcase, whatever you can afford. Get a grounding mat, jerry rig one. There's plenty of videos showing you how to jerry rig a grounding mat. Put your feet on it when you're at your work desk, whatever it is, because it's gonna be like freaking frequency warfare for a long time from here on out, unless something changes. So to all the electricians and academics, the gurus that thought they knew more about biology and grounding than me, I could tell by your comments that you didn't. Listen, because I was holding a wall charger that went viral and proved how well our grounding sheets and pillowcases actually work, does not mean I don't understand wireless power induction. What you don't understand is that same charge that I don't want can be from just holding the phone. I was using my phone to film the video. That's why I held on to the wall charger. Having your phone in your hand while it's charging is worse than when your phone is, connected to Wi-Fi, just in the open airspace. But at the same time, you don't want to put your baby's head next to a power outlet, because there is a significant EMF reading, and that charge is not what you want. That's dirty electric. That is wireless power induction. That is also, in a way, not radiating, but your body is absorbing those frequencies, and that is not good. Your body's not designed to resonate in those frequencies, and what it's going to cause, just like being under high voltage, is dis-ease. It's just a lower version of being under the high voltage. Things like that. Wi-Fi, no good. 5th generation cellular technology, no good. Power outlets being right next to them all the time, no good. That stuff's no good. These aren't frequencies our bodies are designed to resonate with. So get out there and figure out what is divine, what is beautiful, and what do we resonate with. I'm going to get out of these plastic clothes and this plastic hat, work hat I still have on, and my plastic, no, these are jean shorts. I'm going to get out all this plastic. I may walk around naked and ground the rest of the night, actually. But that's my grounding rant. Peace.